Welcome to another episode of Sanford Says. My name is Lisa Holder, Chief Communications and Cultural Affairs Administrator for the City of Sanford. And today we have a great special guest with us, Mayor Art Woodruff. Welcome, Mayor.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
So this is the end of the year. We're in December. It's so hard to believe. We are going to be sharing some information just to take a look back on 2022 in the City of Sanford and what we have to look forward to in 2023. We're a city on the move, Mayor, right? There's so
That's
much
right.
going on. We've overcome so many obstacles with the storm that we had. It's been a great year with some challenges,
It's been
right?
a great year. There are always challenges, and there will always be challenges. And we'll keep improving, and we'll keep getting things better. Looking back, of course, Ian and Nicole were the big story, especially Ian. Really exposed some issues that we have with stormwater, which we have been working on for 20 plus years, and we're continuing to work on. One of the big things coming up starting next year will be a redo of the pump branch drainage basin, which runs from 25th Street all the way through Georgetown into Lake Monroe, which will be a big help. That
Yep.
doesn't help what happened, though.
Right.
And so we have some damage, and we have some people that are needing some help with the recovery, but we're going to keep moving forward.
We are, and that's called the Georgetown Drainage and Roadway Improvement Project. We've talked about that on this podcast. That's finally happening. I think they said in February they'll be starting the project,
Right.
Public Works, and so that will be an improvement. But life is timing, and you can't help Mother Nature when the storms come. And our hearts do go out to the folks out there that had some issues in their homes, our residents, and we wish the best for them. And so. We are, in terms of the storm debris too was a huge story that we came here in the City of Sanford. Anybody who's driven downtown on 1792 to see 18th Street and all that debris, Mayor.
Right. Just a massive amount that was moved really quickly.
Yes.
And especially with another storm coming along in the middle of us trying to clean up. So between the contractor that we had in and our public works employees and our parks and grounds people, they did a fantastic job moving as quickly as they could to get all of that up.
Yep, that's true. And then it's kind of first on our mind because it just happened not even a month or two ago, the storm. But there's been so much this year that the city has accomplished, and we've got a lot of development happening all over the city. So much residential. Do you want to?
Right. We have a whole lot of things under development now. We have a lot of things in the pipeline. One of the things we've been talking about in the commission and with our planning department is making sure we have the right mix of residential and non-residential development, especially with, we're trying to balance the amount of residential development, the amount of the number of apartments that are allowed. Making sure we have affordable housing, making sure that we can maintain our services to all our new residents. And so there's a bit of a balancing act there, and we've sort of taken a little bit of a pause to take a look at our numbers and make sure we're doing what we need to do. One of the bright spots in terms of non-residential development is around the airport and along Lake Mary Boulevard, where we are seeing some really high quality commercial and industrial development. We've got an engineering firm coming out there. We've got a manufacturing firm coming out there. We have a major distribution center that's in planning. The airport has two big projects, one on the south side and one on the north side, that they're considering with leases for both aeronautical and commercial development. Hotels. We have one hotel under construction on Lake Mary Boulevard. We've got two others that are in planning. So a lot of good things happening out there. Our airport airports are still recovering from the COVID shutdown. And
is that right?
We still have not gotten back to our highest number of passengers or flights, and part of that is in that recovery, there have been a lot of pilots who have been retiring, and they are now facing pilot shortages. That's sort of the driving force right now for how many flights we can have, is how many pilots the airlines can get. It's not just in Sanford, it's at the airports all over the place.
Yeah, not just that industry, because it's we've heard of the Great Resignation through this pandemic also. But can I go back to the part about the great mix of residential and commercial? Because the important part is to have more commercial actually in the city, Mayor. Is that correct? Because more commercial development causes us to have more funding through the city.
Right. In general, residential development, the property taxes from residential development do not pay for the services that they require. And it's true in all cities. It's the commercial and industrial property taxes are what carry the city budget and let us do things we need to do. And Sanford's been blessed that for years we've been around a 50-50 mix, which is a good, healthy thing to have. And in the last probably 5 years, the residential has been inching up, and we need to get the commercial and industrial catching up. But like I said, we've got a couple of big projects coming up. Commercial-wise, at Lake Mary Boulevard and 46, we have a big commercial development coming in that'll be anchored by a Publix. Right behind that is another commercial development under development or under planning that will bring in a bigger mix of commercial development, different kinds of stores and restaurants, things like that. So we've got some of that in the pipeline. The thing we wanted to look at was, are we hitting the right numbers based on our comp plan? And so we're taking some looks there.
Right, and so we've been annexing a lot of property into the city, and that means that we're growing. Sanford's growing.
Sanford is definitely growing. Sanford is a place a lot of people want to be.
Right, and you're a longtime resident. You were born and raised here. You go back generations.
That's right. I mean, I grew up in the 70s when we were happy if anybody would build anything in Sanford.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got some development that we have that we wonder where it came from.
Right.
But now we're sort of in the driver's seat and can sort of pick and choose, make sure we get the standards we want for these things.
That's right, and that goes to look out at the mall area, Seminole Town Center, correct? There's, our downtown is bustling. It looks like a completely different city than 5 years ago. Even.
Oh, yes.
Downtown, at least. And even when you drive around, you could see all of, folks that are listening can see all the development that's happening here in the city. And then we have our Mayfair Country Club is going to have
we're going through the planning process of getting a new clubhouse out there. That's one of our big projects coming up. Before that, I'm looking forward to getting a new fire station out by the airport in Lake Mary Boulevard. It took a long time to get an agreement for that piece of property on the airport. We finally got that agreement and got it past the FAA, and so that should be coming out of the ground within the next year. We've already ordered one of the engines that'll be stationed out there, and we'll start hiring and training the firefighters.
That is huge. I wish I had an applause button on this podcast because that just goes to show you we're growing and you need public safety.
Right.
So that's congratulations on that for the city of Sanford. And so these are some things that we're looking forward to 2023. A lot of great things happening, big projects. We have a marina master plan, Mayor, correct?
To do some redevelopment on the marina, and actually once that's completed, we should actually start earning money off of that rather than it costing us money.
Okay, and then there's public art. We'll have more public art in 2023
That's
around
right.
our city.
A couple of good projects planned there. The Public Art Commission's been doing. And then, if we get back to sort of the key for the city is historic things. Georgetown was this year designated as a National Register Historic District, so now we have 3 of those in the city. The downtown commercial, the downtown residential, and the Georgetown. And that's big. There are not a lot of places that have 3 historic districts.
No.
And the other thing is, we've got 3 major properties in Georgetown that have received grants for renovations. St. James AME Church, the Harris Nest, and Hopper Academy all won grants from the state to do some renovations. And on the other side of town, the Goldsboro Museum got a grant from that same program. So the city of Sanford brought in about $1.8 million in those historic preservation grants.
And that's a huge part of our, just our makeup is our historic
Right.
neighborhoods and
Right.
areas. That's such wonderful news that Georgetown, now when you drive down, you could see the historic markers on the streets if you come to our city. And there's a lot of wonderful things. By the way, right behind you is the stained glass that's
I
going
saw
to be.
that when I came. Yeah.
That's from the St. John's Missionary
St. John
Baptist Church.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah,
That's right.
that'll go up on the soon to be on the steeple that we have on Sanford Avenue. So there's again so much happening in the city, Mayor, as you know. And any other things that we can touch? I mean, podcasts are brief introductions and discussions about things that are happening. It's so great that you can take time out of your busy day to be here and just kind of tie up the year and see what we have and mention what we have to look forward for in 2023.
We had a lot of things going on this last year, and we are looking forward to a lot more next year.
Yes, and congratulations again to your re-election.
Thank you.
And so we just one other comment here. We have the Lake Monroe. There's a trail loop, I think, that's happening. Is that right, with the county on Mellonville?
We've been waiting for the county to get the funding in place to finish that, and be, I think, 27 miles to go all the way around Lake Monroe.
And the turn lane, Celery and Mellonville.
We're adding finally some turn lanes. I've been trying to get those for years and years. We finally are getting those.
This is exciting news for city government, is turn lanes, right?
Right. Turn lanes are important. Well, it'll make it so much easier to get, especially coming down Celery Avenue, and it also will help take traffic out of neighborhoods.
Right.
And also in Mellonville, we are continuing to work with the Department of Transportation, get the light fully turned on there at 25th Street in Mellonville, and we understand that will be happening this year. We are going to be pressuring them to do it sooner rather than later.
That's so important. I know that intersection. I never understood why there wasn't a light there, but I'm glad that that's happening. That's great.
And I was told yesterday the one at 415 and Celery Avenue will be in within the next couple of months.
Yeah.
So that's another one that we've been fighting for years.
That's good news. Very good news. And then I know in 2023 we're looking at parking solutions, things like that.
We'll be looking at parking. I think that will be an interesting conversation, because the only way to have a parking garage and have it be successful is have paid parking on the street. And that will be a big change for the city of Sanford if that's what we decide to do.
Okay. All right. You heard it from Mayor Woodruff. Is there anything else? We're just skimming the surface here of what's happening. It's like 10 minutes, City of Sanford, best things to know about. So anything else, Mayor?
We have covered a lot.
Yes, we have. In this 12 minutes here. We have our parade this weekend.
That's right.
Parade.
We have all our Christmas things coming along. We had the tree lighting last week, which was beautiful. Historic tour of homes. We had a jazz concert in the park. We've got a Christmas event on historic Goldsboro Boulevard coming up. So
yeah,
a lot of things for the holidays.
Yes, and there's something for everyone here. Just if you haven't come down to Sanford, join us at our parade on Saturday at 6 o'clock on 1st Street in downtown Sanford. I've heard it is going to be like 70 entries, 70 actual floats. So
good.
Yeah, grab a seat.
It's gotten better and better every year.
It has. And so it's just been a wonderful year. Anything else, Mayor, that we'd like to say? Just one, maybe the Citizens Academy. We've had 2 classes. We're graduating another class now. We just recently put out an application for a class 18 that starts February 1, and it's filled already. It's filled.
Filled right away.
Yes, it did. It filled right away. So congratulations.
So keep an eye out for that for the next class.
Yeah, and so that's very good. So that's good news, Mayor. So any
just happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We're looking forward to good things next year for the city of Sanford.
Thank you, Mayor Woodruff. This is Lisa Holder, Chief Communications and Cultural Affairs Administrator for the City of Sanford. You're listening to Sanford Says, and you can subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts and on the city website at sanfordfl.gov. Thanks. Happy holidays, season's greetings. See you next year. Bye now.